Why do national growth strategies focused on entrepreneurship fail to deliver in terms of growth? I happen to be an economist, and we can look at the world right now and we see we're in a slump that's been going on for at least 6 years, and we don't get out of that slump, as economists suggest. If we don't start new businesses, we can't get out of a slump. Of all the new jobs in the United States, about 95% come in companies that are less than 5 years old. If we look here, we in fact see new startups falling, and they're falling around the world. 4 of the top producers of innovation in Europe, these are EU statistics from Brussels, and we in fact see Sweden, France, Germany, and Denmark all headed downward in terms of the rates of innovation. If you start to scour real empirical information, you can't find much that will support any of our assumptions. The vast majority of literature on innovation relates to business management. It, in fact, is the stuff of disruptive innovation that tells you, if you're a business person, how to manage innovation as a weapon, or how to defend against innovation when it's happening to you. There's only about 1% of all the literature that speaks to how it is that people actually come to have a new idea and propel that new idea into commerce. The people who have the highest probability to start companies are people you never focus on, you never think about. They're the people who are currently working in large companies, who are actually watching innovation happen, and they are in fact taking the steps that create innovation. I call them the fissioning entrepreneurs, because they leave the places where they saw innovation working and the need for advancement. Well over 85% of all innovation is in fact iterative, linear innovation. People seeing something that exists and trying to do it better, faster, or cheaper. I, for one, think it is a severe mistake to have majors in colleges focused on entrepreneurship. The segue, which others pronounce to be perhaps the most important technological advance known to man before it was put on the market. It has not changed the world one bit. It is the market that confirms and tells us whether or not something is truly innovative. We see our spontaneous entrepreneurs, the people who never need a college education to do this, who drop out of college to get going because they are in fact combinational. They have studied by themselves, they see things happening. These are the Zuckerbergs, and before him the Gateses, and before him the Jobs. Max Weber, the great sociologist, who was around when industrialization was happening and large companies were emerging, told us that it would be the urge to control the corporate bureaucrats who would punish and severely limit the idea of new businesses that are disruptive. You have to know a lot to innovate. You have to be synthetic. You have to combine insights from many places. That is the avenue to successful startups. That while entrepreneurship cannot be taught, innovation leading to new firms and innovation leading to the success and continual growth of existing firms can in fact be learned. Now, challenge-based learning is something that Apple came up with as it designed its classroom for tomorrow. And challenge-based learning is basically a vision that a challenge that you erect for yourself or somebody gives you is the very best way to begin to pursue your own learning. And when you speak to most entrepreneurs, it is an extremely solitary event. You support individuals, you encourage individuals to learn as widely as possible and to emphasize that if you don't have innovation, the skill to innovate, if you don't get to a true innovation, and it may happen when you're 51, it may happen when you're 18, it may happen when you're 39, that's when you have a company. And before it, no matter how we press, no matter what pressure cooker we put you into, we cannot make an innovator out of what I would call a synthetic or structured entrepreneur. To make the world better, we have to have more firms. We have to have more innovation to have more firms. And we have to have very serious public policy about this. The creation of new firms is the only path to the creation of new wealth, that is the creation of the vehicle on which we expand human welfare.